Cinder is going to ask where the weakest point on the door would be to Noel.
Yeah, go ahead and use my structural engineering.
Lower, middle, and if you guys were to use the explosive there is a 60% chance that it might open. So
The picture's much better.
Yeah.
Cinder is going to rip off a part of her dress and get some of the poo and wipe it right where that spot is and wait for Artie to bring up the piece of paper.
Witnessing Cinder losing her mind, I'm gonna go ahead and stop telling her where to put explosives. Keep this information to myself.
What's the use of rubbing poo on that bar?
This is
Glue. It's fun, yeah. No, like
It's
glue.
glue.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't have spitting on the back of it done the same thing?
I like this idea better. It might smell like Logan as well. And now he pokes the boiler room thing once they're all back inside.
you again hear the father. Noel, you think you can hear shouts of Amelia denying again the boiler, and you think you can hear other doors opening and closing, and the sound of plastic bag being dragged around.
Right, so I don't think she's coming.
Is there skin on on the walls outside the boiler room?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it. Take this time to study as much as we can.
Okay, can I get any more wire out of this room at all?
We're not studying this level before killing Emilia. I just want to know if I can poke something close to the boiler room.
There's the gray areas on the map you can see. That seems to be a different type of biomaterial. Do you want to go poke at those without studying them?
First, I want to establish a very good escape route back to the boiler room
Yeah, it's called taking a step back.
and sneak towards the thingy, and I want to study it.
Covered with some sort of substance that could be sticky underneath flesh and skin that could create a suction. And there are glands on it that probably have more power than just secreting. They probably could do something else as well, but you're not quite sure what unless you study it.
Okay, I'm very ready to dodge whatever the shit comes out of the gland, and I gingerly cut it with a scalpel.
The scalpel is now stuck to the wall. Very hard to get off. Your strength wouldn't cut it.
That's it?
That's it. As you study it, you understand that there is more to it, a little more to it than just things sticking to it. But as far as you can understand, what more there is to it is that there are glands on it that should they activate, they could let go and undo the glue that is on top.
But it didn't call Emilia down.
No, the father did not say anything.
What about the mother?
No one said anything that you could hear.
Okay. So Succ goes back to the boiler room and says, it seems we're not able to summon Emilia to this floor again. Not with those matters, at least.
Is there anything downstairs that is purely a conductive metal that I can think of?
Yeah. Even, rods of metal and pipe that are completely conductive from the store.
If we again have no idea what we are going to do, can I go downstairs and check the footage? Or do you, ladies and gentlemen, need me up here?
You're free to be wherever you think is best, darling. And he starts looking for similar skin to the kitchen.
All right. In front of the cinema, towards the left side, on the ground, there is a width of this skin that has grown on the ground.
Artemis will point that out to the crowd. Just point to the skin and then point to that other bit that we found.
Does it look like something Cinder could throw a knife at?
Definitely.
I think I haven't gone down yet. I can go and try poking that as well, but I would need a good hiding place before I do so.
Artemis would just look at Cinder with her knife and be like, well, we've got an easier method here. There's no point risking yourself.
Oh, well, if she's gonna be doing that, can I go ahead and use shot caller?
So with every attempt that you do, Cinder, you see that Noel starts to look at the target you're looking at and call your shots for you so that you can improve upon them.
Okay.
Honey, rats in the basement. Where the knife was dropped, but not looking at the knife, just knowing that she is called to the basement. Her eyes dart around in a lot of patterns if she's looking for very specific things. First looking at the ground, then looking up, then looking at the walls, and starting to look around, finding the knife, again, looking about, and says, "Adult life is busy, father. I am busy."
The Chico says, "Hey, bitch, I'm not forgotten. Look at the storeroom."
Looks at the storeroom and the storeroom only from the right angle to not look at the boiler room, moves over quickly, takes off the note and trample it. "I will ignore all of your writings as well. I won't even take them down from now on. You don't even exist."
Look at me, I'm in the storage room. I'm with all my friends and fans who will never forget me.
You hear her mumble to herself, "As if father would let you without me knowing."
And I still love you, brother.
She seems to be very angry, and you angry footsteps going away.
You are my favorite person ever.
I had sex with father.
you all shank her morale and every. But yeah, she cannot be hurt for now.
Yeah.
She has gone away.
Artemis says, "Oh, Logan, you were always my favorite."
With your insight, Sachiko, you think she seems to be used to this kind of torture, but as if she has hallucinations of the sort. You think the ways she got angry, the ways she was looking around, do match the times when you guys weren't doing anything and she would just randomly look around from time to time.
Artemis tries to do an impression of the Powerpuff Girls dad and goes, "Honey, I'll love you more if you go in the storage room."
Nothing happens.
Damn it.
The Chico says, "Well, all of us can take solace in the fact that none of us will ever get as crazy as that bitch."
And all this time, she still didn't look at where the sound was coming from, which would be the boiler.
Can we just take the door off the boiler room and then walk around with that?
This is the second time you're recommending this.
Yeah, I know. He recommended it when he was Schweinenjäger as well.
So, with the separation, with the wall of flesh and prolapse, would the shield be enough to block off one of those ways? You said it splits the room in two, doesn't it?
It would block off one of the entries.
You can make a chokehold out of it, basically.
So why don't you guys just blow up the storage door with a C4, and then when Emilia comes back, we send her again with stabbing the kitchen once more.
Or just insulting her again. That worked quite well too.
Do we still have the welder?
Yeah, we do.
Couldn't I use the welder to, break the wall down a little bit? Just add some weak points to it?
You know that the welder had been used profusely by the father. There's nothing of a fuel left in it. And you don't have fuel expertise with your chemistry, unfortunately.
No. There's fuel, drugs, and medicine, isn't there?
And poison and demolition.
Why don't we just go fix that bloody elevator? I think that would be quicker than all of this.
Noel can fix all the elevators, but he would need to get to the top part of the elevators.
But he doesn't want to because he's a terrible character. I will fix the elevator when Sachiko smokes crack.
We don't have crack.
I can make crack. Just give me the flashbang.
I'm willing to smoke Cinder's crack.
Oh.
If I fix the elevator, me and Sachiko split the flashbang for smoking purposes.
So can we go and explore the wine room without stepping on the skin in front of the cinema?
Yeah, you can see the map. It's completely avoidable. You can just go from the right side of the yellow thing without even studying any of them.
I guess we have some opportunity to explore this floor to some degree. We just need to be careful not to step on the skin that Cinder threw a knife at. So why shouldn't we do this? And Sachiko says this to the others.
Sure thing.
Sure.
Okay, so Sachiko goes to the wine room.
Does anyone else follow?
Yes.
Artemis would follow, but he would also be using his perk.
Cinder's going to use her map or her watch points and just use her sneak.
You all start venturing out. Noel and Cinder, you two detect things before they take you guys by surprise. You know that there is a different type of bio-growth on the ground. This doesn't seem like the type of thing that could feel, but the ground there feels very moist and very slippery.
So like your mom's vagina.
She would wish.
wishes.
Yeah, she would wish.
Can I use escape artist?
Sure.
Sachiko says, honestly, I think the best plan for us right now is to go back to the shelter, join our hands together and scream Avalon until he comes and saves us.
I still think we should go to the wine cellar.
I mean, mushrooms are Avalon. And he starts walking towards the wine cellar and continues.
I mean, I guess mushrooms grow on Avalon too.
Oh, he sounds like a fellow I want to meet.
So Artemis, you notice something that looks like a huge zit filled with the same type of acid that previously you saw gurgling down and burning through the stairway, but now it's in a contained skin package against the end of the wall, and yeah, it's just there while you're going into the wine house. And Sachiko, another thing that catches your eye, right above where the poop is, there is this huge, monstrous, mutated anus that is hanging down, slightly prolapsed, with a little bit of this substance oozing out of it with occasional little pieces of feces.
So let's imagine I paid close attention to the dad's butt in his pot.
It has traces of the father's DNA.
I have +6 smell. That's definitely a man's ass.
I could smell it when I opened the pods. Yeah, that's definitely normal.
Definitely a man's ass right there. I look at Artemis's ass distinctively. And then towards the hole.
Can I study it while keeping a safe distance?
This far, yeah. You know that it can live on its own, but it fuels a bigger being. You see that in the feces there are all types of different substances that you had not seen before, all types of growth. So there might be advantages to just having this thing that can make poop and be an efficient digestive tract. You know that upon it being destroyed, and it's easy to harm and destroy it, the bigger being that this is connected to will be harmed. However, the bigger being can be killed without destroying this. It's a matter of choice.
The easier way.
Can I go to the poop without stepping on the skin that alerts Emilia?
Sure.
So I go and study the poop, and my question is, can I find out what this creature eats?
There's an array of things that have gone through its system. Lots and lots of different types of flesh, mostly human. Also another type of substance in a very protein-like yet metallic, mixture that you don't know where it's coming from. It's very new. It could even probably feed on garbage people throw away.
Because this keeps gnawing at me. Why have clones if you are also mutating your original self? Maybe he's eating them? I don't know. It's a theory.
Artemis and Cinder and Noel, you guys continue to the room.
Yeah, one Cinder will go with them. The other two are keeping watch points.
Warmer than the normal rooms you had seen, dimly lit, and the door was closed, by the way. You guys had to open it. Now that it's opened, it's moving with this breathing sound. And as it's opening and closing, it lets in some of the trash from the outside. That's something I should note. Now, down on the wall, there is this continuous, dimly lit drawer that is warm, and you, Noel, know that this type of thing is like a new way of fermentation for certain types of luxurious wine. And to the left, a topless barrel, bright fridge that is on and has 3 layers inside it. There's a pipe above, and there are some drinks in that fridge. To the right, the elevator opening, and it seems to have some growth in it and water in it. There is a tight, small box under shelves, and there is a big open crate under the shelves.
Can Suchiko join them in the same room?
Sure.
Also, really sounds like the things that Logan is supposed to like. I wish we could just get friendly with Logan. Ask him, come on, let's help us kill your sister.
Now, does this fridge look like the fridge that's on in the kitchen downstairs that if you open it, it may stop working?
No, but it definitely
Okay.
can be controlled with Artemis's chip, just like everything, and Knowles' chip.
So Suchiko, in a hushed tone, reminds everyone about the Logan notes and the fact that this really looks like somewhere that Logan would be hiding.
Good call on that one. Would you rather the lights on or off?
On.
Yeah, I'll turn it on for a second and turn the lights on. Also, did he get any hint of the garlicky smell?
Very strong.
Interesting.
I think that it's Logan that's creating this garlicky smell. I don't know why, but based on Amelia's notes, I think he has this ability similar to Kevin from the previous game to manipulate these brain waves.
Interesting. I would like to use my sneaky peeper to look in the topless barrel.
Bottles of straight up alcohol.
Can I read the labels?
You can. Medical alcohol, it can be used, and it can actually be drunk, but, it's just pure alcohol.
Interesting. All right.
Noel?
The elevator on the right.
A backpack in there with lots of items in it, and you also see the elevator opening itself with lots of skin growth on it, the same skin that feels thing. And it's basically the skin is even under the bag and over the bag and down towards the map. The skin on the wall continues into the store, and there is a bit of skin inside on the store wall that can be reached with something very long.
Right, and this is all dimly lit and wet.
Very wet, very tightened, claustrophobic.
I'm just going to straight up ask, are there any mushrooms?
There seems to be a little bit of growth. However, not much. You think you might be able to find it somewhere else here.
Right, okay.
Cinder,
I'm gonna look at the crate.
10 bottles of wine.
What a surprise in the wine cellar.
Suchiko,
I want to re-examine the elevator that Noel examined before me.
a very big backpack filled with lots of stuff down in the elevator hole, stuck there. It can be pulled up and it can be acquired, but there's lots of, let's call it, feely skin around it, grown up towards the elevator as well. And it also grows towards where the elevator for the storeroom would be.
This is how we can acquire the weapons for our other friends.
I basically want to touch the skin in the kitchen again, and then someone does the skin here and things like that, and see if she'll just go back and forth.
Sure.
Okay, but we can actually touch the skin in the storeroom from over here.
Yeah. Since I'm better at hiding, I should be in the wine room to poke the skin in the cellar and then quickly hide here before Amelia comes. And then when she opens the storeroom, someone should touch the kitchen, so she goes up to the kitchen and the rest of you can come and take whatever you want from the storeroom.
We can all basically hide from her, so it's not like it'll be too bad if anyone else goes with you or when she comes to us.
I volunteer for the kitchen.
Do you want the other cinders to go back into the store? Or not the store, the boiler?
Would I be able to reach the skin in the storeroom without at least one cinder?
With Artemis's rod, you could reach it.
Artemis, would you allow me to hold your rod?
Anytime. Answer his rod. His short rod.
So you have yet to extend it. You gotta do that on your own.
First, I need to touch it, then it would extend. So I'm ready to do this whenever everyone else is ready.
Ready, steady.
The other two cinders will go back into the boiler room.
Artemis shall follow.
By the way, before you go out, Suchiko says, when you go out, I will wait for 2 minutes and then poke the skin in the storeroom.
Cheers.
Be careful.
before I do the touching, just to be on the safe side, I will find a good hiding place for both me and Cinder and point her to the one that I designate for her.
You gotta choose your good hiding place here. All of them seem good based on your expertise of where you would be hidden, but there's more at play.
Uh-oh.
Choose.
Fuck.